Alright, time for part 51 of Paper Mario. This will be the final part of this playthrough. Whether I do bonus parts or not is something that will be decided at a later date for side quests and all that, but this video will see the storyline resolved. Whether it's the final Paper Mario video will be determined later. Bowser has arranged a special arena for us. He's trapped us completely. Like that matters, it's not like we were gonna just run away. At least I don't think Mario would do that before saving the princess. This special arena enhances Bowser's already incredible power. And this arena also has some pretty good music. Or maybe that's just part of the game. Either way, fine. Evil King Bowser, I think he got bigger. Yeah, that's probably not good. 99 max HP with 2 defense. His attack's doing up to 10 damage. Luckily, I brought a ton of items and I didn't use any of them on my way up here, so I'll have a lot for this battle. And Goombario's not going to do a lot of damage unless I charge him up, so I might as well just use that. And of course he can still use the power of the Star Rod to make himself invincible. So I'll just use Star Beam like before. But with his enhanced power, that doesn't even work anymore. That can't possibly be good. Twink has showed up to help. To help rescue the princess. And we begin, I think, what is only the second actually scripted battle in the game. The second of 2 total. The first being the battle with Bowser at the start of the game, where you only have the jump ability, I think. And Twink does no damage. So Peach has to do some kind of praying that increases his power. Kammy Koopa's attack is the ability to make yellow blocks to drop on her enemies. Just like she did to block off that gate near the start of the game in the prologue. Of course, those blocks can be destroyed by the weakest possible hammer. But that's not relevant here because she's destroying them anyway by smashing them onto Twink's head, I guess. Although I don't think a star really has a head. It's just one part. Doesn't really have a body or anything, I guess it's just... I don't know how to describe it. And now these attacks only do 1 damage, while Twink does 3. So this battle is going more in our favor now. Kammy Koopa is now completely unable to damage us. Because the power of Peach's wishes will just make Twink stronger. Until Kammy Koopa is defeated. Now we have to use the power of wishes to try to help Mario in his battle. And it's like Mario and Bowser were just standing there staring at each other while that was going on. And with the power of wishing and Twink joining the beam, the Star Beam is upgraded to the Peach Beam, which basically does the same thing except it works on the giant star-powered Bowser. And they come up with another good song for this part of the boss battle. Guess this would be where the boss battle really begins. And I guess the original Goombario charge I used wore off, but I got the FP back for it. And my HP was maxed at the start of the battle, so yeah, the first part of the battle really doesn't matter at all. It's just up after the part with Twink that you really have to focus on beating him. Though it's weird because Bowser's HP doesn't go back up to his max after that part, it just Mario's stuff does. Guess Bowser didn't take a lot of damage in the first part anyway. I'll just keep letting Goombario charge up. And Bowser uses the power of the Star Rod again, but that's not going to work anymore. I don't know why he even bothers now. And now I'm down to 28 HP, which is kind of troubling, but I did come with tons of items, so I'm sure I will be fine overall. Even if I die twice, I'll still live. Although that's not good to have Goombario out for 3 turns, and I think that might also dispel his charge, which made all those turns a waste. I'm not sure on that though, I'll see when he comes back. I lost the ability to use Hammer, it's a good thing I wasn't using it anyway. To use the Peach Beam again, and hopefully Goombario comes back really soon. Alright, he's back, but I'm not sure if his charge did anything, and he's injured again anyway, so... Bowser is a real jerk in this fight. Guess I'll just eat this fried shroom. Now Refund is definitely one badge I should have unequipped for this battle, it's completely useless. Try charging my hammer and see if that helps. How much can I do with a hammer? 7 damage in 1 turn, that's not that bad, but it's not very good either. I should have thought about equipping some more badges that would help me with attacks. Because I have tons of FP to use attacks, but I don't have any attacks equipped to use. This battle was poorly planned out, but I'm sure I'll still win. And yes, Goombario's charge was completely wasted. I might as well not even use him. If his charge isn't gonna work, I'll have to use this Ultra Shroom to get back to full health. That's another reason to unequip Refund. It seems to take a long time on using these big items. To give a bunch of coins that have no use. Switch to Watt for this battle. And Bowser just healed 30 HP. I think I said before in the part with the Crystal King that the Crystal King could only heal a certain amount of times, like 3 times, but I think it's just Bowser that has a limited heal count. So I got one of his heals out of the way, let's see if he does it twice more. I guess Bowser's Star Rod attack just dispels all boosts in general. So he boosted Mario's attack, but then he hit with that and I don't have it anymore. So that's a really annoying attack. Really should have better prepared for this boss, but like I already said, I'm sure I can beat him, it just won't be very cleanly or very well done. It might take longer than planned for sure. And I got poisoned on top of everything else. I'm actually slightly worried that this won't work out, but basically, if you're seeing this video, you probably already know it would have worked out. And now I've lost the ability to use items, so hopefully I won't need any for a few turns. He's down to 60 HP, but with the way he's still got 2 heals left he can use, that really means he has about 120 HP. Assuming he uses his heals, which he probably will. Another reason Watt is good for that battle is he's immune to, or she probably is immune to the Star Rod attack. I don't think any of the other partners are. So anytime he uses that, if you have Watt, Watt will be fine, but your other partner will likely be out for a few turns. And he's used up his second heal. I'll just turbocharge again and miss the action command, which really is not good in this battle, especially. You need to be doing as much damage as possible in this battle. Haven't seen him use that Fire Breath attack in a while. The Fire Breath attack is probably the easiest attack he has to block. Okay, maybe Watt isn't immune to that attack. Could have sworn I didn't really block successfully the other times, but I must have. I guess when that Star Rod attack is used, you can only block with your partner or Mario. Not both. She's pretty terrible, but we'll have to work around that. Okay, that's the first time he's used that lightning strike attack. It took me by surprise, but it only did about 9 damage, so I'll use this Maple Super to shake off that damage. Watch coins go flying everywhere in the refund. He must only use that attack once he gets down to a certain amount of HP, because he just used it twice in a row. Bowser's down to almost 30 HP, but I think he can still heal one more time. Okay, yeah, you must have to block for Watt to be unaffected by that, but for some reason it seems to be easier to block when I have Watt out. And I'm really low on HP again, so I'll just use this Star Spirit ability for it. This battle gets kinda long, but it's the final boss, so that's to be expected. There are some optional bosses that are considered to be harder than Bowser, but I find that Bowser's healing just makes him a lot more annoying than any of the other bosses. His healing and his massive amount of HP. I can usually block that claw attack, but I seem to be having trouble with it right now. The optional bosses I didn't really get to in this playthrough at all, but if there are bonus parts I will be going after those optional bosses. Okay, I'm not hitting any action commands right now. I'm gonna have to heal up again, but I don't have enough star energy, I think they call it, to do that. Down to 9 HP and now 4, but hopefully he doesn't heal, and he didn't. It's weird, sometimes he uses that fire breath and the HP bar you have seems to lag when it's draining, but he didn't heal, so he's done now. Really surprised because he could have healed another time, but he didn't, so there he goes. And Bowser just lays there sulking about how Mario always defeats him. And you don't actually get any star points for the final boss battle, which makes sense because there are no battles after it. So even if you did level up, it would mean absolutely nothing. And we've got the Star Rod back. And something seems to be going wrong with this arena as it's exploding. And Bowser doesn't seem to think this is supposed to happen, so... Apparently the battle with Mario was so intense that the device has started malfunctioning. So this spot is about to explode along with Bowser's castle. And there that goes. They get launched flying off of it, but I'm sure they'll be fine because they're paper and everything. And falls don't really hurt. Now Bowser's castle is exploding. So the theme music of his castle will never be heard by anyone again. And that's just terrible. But the Star Spirits save Mario and his party members along with Peach's castle. And it's time to finally give the Star Rod back to the Star Spirits, which will be used to bring peace back to the world and grant people's wishes. And all of the Star Spirits have a comment on your efforts. And on Bowser. The Star Spirits shall all return to Star Haven. And Twink will probably join them, I'm thinking. He just has to say goodbye to Mario and Peach. Well, Watt just stands there because they haven't been properly introduced. Off the Star Spirits go in seemingly random order. With Twink joining them even though he probably should be further behind because of how long he stayed to say goodbye, but maybe the other ones waited for him. Mario apparently told a story about his adventure to Luigi. Even though Mario doesn't actually talk at all in this game, so I wonder how he managed to do that. In any case, Mario returned home and so have his partners, like Goombario. Of course, Parakarry is around delivering letters, which is very surprising that he hasn't dropped them somewhere. They get invited to the castle for the celebration party. And Watt seems to be friends with the Shy Guys when nothing's going on. Well, Sushi has to try to look after the Yoshi kids and not do a very good job of it. And Colorado and Cooper are on a journey to the Crystal Palace, I suppose. Yep. Cooper claims to know a lot about the Crystal Palace, but really most of the time he wasn't really out seeing anything. He was just in Mario's pockets with the rest of the partners. Of course, he was out when he was being imitated by other duplicates that looked more like Colorado and Luigi, but I still couldn't tell much difference. And Colorado's in trouble with his wife. They're going off on adventures again. The other Koopas no longer have any idea what they're doing because the two leaders have left. And Luigi has to go off and check what the noise was, which was obviously the mail being delivered. So we're off to the castle. Hopefully this visit to the castle turns out better than the visit at the start of the game. Chuck Quizmo is there, but for the first time in the game, he won't actually ask you any quiz questions. And pretty much anything and everything in Toad Town is closed off. You can't do anything and you can't really wander around through the game because everyone's blocking you at pretty much every turn. So we might as well just go to the castle and get it over with. It seems just about everyone is at the castle these days. A whole bunch of people are waiting outside for some reason. I mean, I guess not everybody could fit in the castle, but it does look like there's enough room to have at least a few more people in there. And so the celebration starts, with Luigi leading the parade. And I'll be quiet for the parade because the music is pretty good. parade is amazing. Pretty much every character in the game makes an appearance in it. Although why Bowser would show up in a parade celebrating his defeat is beyond me. And there are also pretty great remixes of several different themes of the game to fit the parade music. As for my closing thoughts on the game, I would pretty much recommend it to anyone. And for my plans for future playthroughs, I could do a Thousand Year Door playthrough, but I don't really like that game as much, so I wouldn't expect it anytime soon. But if people do like the idea of me doing that, I will probably get around to it at some point. And I think that's pretty much all I have to say on this, so I'll see you at the start of my next playthrough, or maybe in one of my other videos, and maybe in some bonus videos of Paper Mario if I do those. Well, see ya.